Hello friends, welcome to the Movies Lands channel. Before we continue with the discussion, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so that we are even more enthusiastic about entertaining you. Okay, happy watching. The Vikings have long been a subject of admiration and discussion in world history. Known as sea heroes and brave explorers, the Vikings have a rich heritage and interesting stories behind their history. The following is the long journey of the Vikings, from their roots to the reasons why they are so famous. The Vikings came from the Scandinavian region, which included countries such as Norway, Denmark, and Sweden in medieval times. The name Viking comes from the Norse word vikingja, which refers to acts of sea exploration and robbery. The Vikings lived in an area rich in waters, rivers, and beaches, so sailing was an important part of their life. The Vikings were renowned for their skills in seafaring and world exploration. From the 8th to the 11th centuries, they explored the Atlantic Ocean, the North Sea, and reached the Middle East, Russia, and North America. One of the famous Viking figures was Leif Erikson, who was said to be the first explorer to arrive in North America. Before Christopher Columbus, the cultural heritage of the Vikings is felt in various aspects of life. They have a rich mythology with gods and goddesses, such as Odin, Thor, and Freya, as well as epic stories such as the Edda. In addition, the Vikings were known for their beautiful carvings, including carvings on ships called drakkar. This art and culture reflects the values of the Vikings, who valued courage, skill, and freedom. The Vikings not only explored the world, but also colonized various regions. They established settlements in Iceland, Greenland, and even areas that are now England and France. This colonization not only formed a new society, but also brought the influence of Viking culture to the colonized areas. Although many are admired for their exploration, the Vikings were also famous for their raids and robberies. They often attacked European coasts to rob treasures and valuables. However, as time went by, the Vikings also integrated with European society and formed strong kingdoms, such as the Kingdom of Norway and the Kingdom of Denmark. The linguistic and cultural heritage of the Vikings is still felt today. The Old Norse language they used developed into the modern language of the Scandinavian countries. Several words and phrases in English have Norse origins, illustrating their influence in the modern world. Viking art and mythology also continue to influence art, literature, and popular culture. Viking traces in national identity. The legacy of the Vikings is still an important part of the national identity of the Scandinavian countries. They are considered national heroes who show a spirit of adventure and resilience in facing natural challenges. Many festivals and celebrations in the Scandinavian region commemorate Viking culture and heritage. One example of such a festival is Up Helly AR in the Shetland Islands, Scotland. Although not in Scandinavia geographically, Up Helly AR is a festival inspired by Viking culture and has close ties to Norse history and heritage. In Norway, the Viking Festivalen, or Viking Festival in Gudvangen, is an annual event that celebrates Viking heritage by featuring exhibitions, performances, and activities that highlight Viking life and culture. In Iceland, Thorrablot is a festival that celebrates winter and revives ancient Norse traditions, including typical Viking food and drink. The legacy of the Vikings has an influence that stretches far beyond Scandinavia, and its impact is felt globally. Although its roots lie in the region, the Viking legacy has contributed to the development of culture, art, and thought in various parts of the world. In the 19th century, there was a revival of interest in Viking culture within the Romantic movement. This era was marked by interest in the mysterious and heroic elements of Viking culture, as well as reinterpretations of their legendary stories that inspired art, literature, and philosophical ideas. Additionally, archaeological excavations conducted in locations such as Sweden and Norway have provided deep insight into Viking life and culture. Discoveries of Viking artifacts, settlements, ships, and other remains have provided concrete evidence of their technology, art, and lifestyle. Discoveries such as the Viking ship at Gokstad, Norway, and the support ship at Oseberg, Sweden, provide a richer understanding of their maritime skills and funerary practices. The Vikings have inspired numerous works of literature, art, film, and popular media. Stories about Vikings often take center stage in novels, films, and television series. Their clothing, weapons, and sailing characteristics are often adapted in the world of entertainment. The legacy and traces of the Vikings' adventures still live on in our history and culture. The Vikings are a true example of how a spirit of adventure and bravery can shape civilization and provide unforgettable inspiration.